How you doing, man?
Yo, Aiden, you know how Drake said you don't want to see Chubbs reaching that Chanel side bag? You don't want to see none of these guys reach for nothing, period.
Why do you think Drake doesn't rap about me no more?
No, yeah. No, fuck.
We'll be fucking facing a Rico if he raps about me.
Oh my
Holy
goodness gracious.
we go like YSL. Me and Drake go to court together, holding shackles like this.
We can't let the boy go
We
to a
can't do
page, yo.
that.
Page
It's all entertainment.
You know,
Yo.
It's all entertainment.
Hey.
I am Drake Shooter. 2024, I am Drake Shooter.
you don't know Broski's in Drake's ball league, eh? He's the starting shooting guard, man.
The Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef has died down for the foreseeable future. However, one particular person may have just reignited the entire war. Now, Toronto's biggest demon in top 5 has just been released from jail after beating a body in the degree of first degree. Now, top 5 is a Toronto rapper from the Lawrence Heights neighborhood, particularly known as Jungle. Now, given how the entire hip-hop world went on Drake in 20v1, top 5 felt the way about certain people coming at the boy, someone that he's really close with, such as Kendrick, Future, The Weeknd, Rick Ross, and Metro Boomin. Now, although you may think top 5 is some crash out who wants to be famous and is just doing anything for attention, this is someone that Drake is actually really close with. I will shout him out in multiple songs, particularly the song Grammy featuring Future, where he said, "Whole city going crazy, top 5, top 5, top 5, top 5. Murder in question at top 5 beat was the murder of Hashim Hashi, who was a college student trying to enter his building and was killed while entering his parking garage. Now, the reason why this murder had so much controversy from both the streets and the media is because this was a case of mistaken identity. This man was a college student, he wasn't a gang member, but what it was believed that this person was mistaken for the person that killed Foolish. Now, for those of you who don't know, Foolish is Top 5's brother who was killed a couple years ago, and Foolish is being dissed in multiple songs by Top 5's rival. Now, what does this have to do with Drake? Now, Top 5 is pretty much doing, I don't want to say damage control, but he's repairing the image, or say the street image of Toronto, after people have always created this narrative that Toronto is a small place, or a weak place, and now when comparing to California, I'll say that's definitely not as strong. But one thing I can say is, people talk about Drake going to LA being a problem because they can make it a no-fly zone. Now, I believe that Drake could actually do the same thing about Toronto, and here's the reason. LA is big enough of an area that Kendrick Lamar has ties to everywhere, so he could, give Drake a hassle, even though I doubt will happen because Drake rolls with security like the president. But Toronto is also small enough where that if Kendrick Lamar would come here, he would have to be in maybe Yorkville or downtown, and people know people and people know everywhere. People know how to get touched everywhere, and anything can happen. I don't even like talking this talk like I'm a gangster because once you touch about no flies on the checking in, that whole extortion business I just fucking hate, just to be real. When it comes to the specifics of the murder, prosecutions are alleging that Top 5 was in a car with 3 people when the murder happened of Mr. or she, and that there was one person who was the driver, and the passenger then hopped out and ran the person down and killed him in the car, and Top 5 was in the car in the back seat. However, he never left the vehicle. That's why I was pretty much sorry to indict him in this murder, because he was first charged to an accessory to the murder, and then it was later upgraded to first degree murder. So he was an accessory at first, then went to first degree murder, and that's when he went on the run for, I believe, 4 months or so. Now, this murder in particular happened in January of 2021, and when Top 5 at least got the warrant for his arrest, it was around May of 2021, and he got caught in December of 2021. So he was actually on the run for about 6 months, and it was something very popular and intriguing. He was caught in LA, he was extradited back to Toronto, and it was a whole thing like, who was this little Somalian guy who reps GGG because that's his clique in his gang, who was allegedly involved in a murder but very close to Drake. Rap lyrics in particular never age well in court, because when you're on the mic and with your crew in the streets and releasing music, you want that shit to sound as hard as possible. However, when you're on the stand, you want to look like a saint. Now, they'll release music release reference Top 5's music during this case, particularly his one song we had the verse saying, "I was 18 when I bought a gun, 22 when I shot your son." Now, similar to the Young Thug case where they're trying to say he's an innocent man who's a record label owner, it's very hard to say that a person named Young Thug, you call yourself a thug and you're in court for calling hits, to prove that you're innocent. Now, this is similar to Top 5's case as well, because he says that he's an innocent man, he was wrongfully convicted, which, hey, if Top 5 did it, Top 5 did it, that is none of my business. I'm not the state to prove. But it just falls into that little nuance of, you say you have a clean image, but the rap is what sells. The rapping about killing people, murdering people, the violence that goes on in the city. There's a reason why Joe rap is so popular, because unfortunately it is relatable to a lot of people, and the music is just intriguing. It sounds good. Like, what do you mean you were 18 when you got a gun, you're 22 when you shot someone's son, and then for him to be involved in an actual murder where he's being, I don't want to say he's being viewed as like the orchestrator of it, but calling the shots, that just, builds up his street credibility and aura even more. When Top 5 was released from prison, he would talk to the media about how he would move forward and what he would do in the community, but these things wouldn't stand for long.
An innocent man just came home, right? 3 years the journey with the best lawyer, Gary Grill. Like I always do, I let him do the talking. You know what I'm saying?
But this applies to you, so you must have some feelings to share about this journey.
La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. There's no power, no might except by God.
How does it feel to be stepping out after being in custody for that long?
I feel like Shohei Ohtani. I feel like a baseball player, superstar. You know what I mean? Yo, listen, man. Pedro home. Pedro activated. Free flipper, free 100, free century. Long live Jason.
Recently, Top 5 will link up with DJ Academics and Aiden Ross on a live stream and pretty much talk about how he felt with the entire industry. Now, obviously, he's freshly home, so he's trying to talk about the woman and certain other things, but that's not what particularly matters. He was talking about Kendrick and Metro Boomin and how him and Drake were going to link up and go on stage, or should I say do a podcast or stream, and talk about all the people who were on that stage, such as DeMar DeRozan, such as Russell Westbrook, such as YG, which is someone that, you know, Drake even shouted on Family Matters, like, you know, who banged the set hard, my nigga YG, you know, really banged the set, my nigga CB, and basically talk about all the people that Drake has helped over the past couple years who went against him at the biggest moment of his career. So I felt the Drake-Kendrick Lamar beef was a very important part of hip-hop, not only showing the competitive nature of it, but it was concerning for one reason also, because people who really had smoke with Drake, or as he said in No Face, people who got lit off the features I skate on, and people who had envy, you know, finally got to show it. It was very interesting to see how Kendrick Lamar was like the savior for a lot of people. I guess you can say the West Coast savior in particular, who when he went at Drake, a lot of people saw that he actually succeeded in a way. Like, he dented Drake's armor. He's like, you know what? Drake not really like that. And people started falling in line, throwing their own rocks. It was Kendrick versus Drake, and now people started, oh wait, he's doing something. Let me start releasing my own tracks also. And it's funny because, honestly speaking, man, this battle was good, but I feel like Drake particularly is a victim of his own success because he's done a lot of shady things that people don't like, which I don't agree with. However, when it comes to rapping and being number one, he's been that guy for so long, and the fact that everyone collectively went at Drake and at 20v1, just listen to what Top 5 had to say about this.
Yo, listen, man. I just want two people right now, man. I'm not, it's not a threat. I'm just looking for Metro Boomin and Kendrick Lamar. I'm doing my homework right now. I'm doing my task on them right now. Nothing incriminating. I'm just looking for them.
If you ran to Metro Boomin or Kendrick, what would that?
Metro Boomin 101. I don't want no weapons, nothing. I'm knocking the fuck.
We're putting a bag on that fight. Still, five sleeping in first round.
You passed the border. You passed the border, man. Chubb's calling me. You passed the border, man. You passed the border, man.
Yo, hold up. Yo, wait. So I hear that Kendrick soon forward to some restaurant called New Ho King. He gonna come for the fried rice.
I went there.
So Aiden Ross, you think Kendrick? Yo, I will quit rapping if Kendrick Lamar goes to New Ho King without 20 police officers and leaves with a change on.
You don't think he can go there, do his little push-ups, eat his fried rice, and you know what I mean, rap not like us at New Ho King?
That's the last place he's ever gonna be.
Now, Aiden Ross and DJ Academics got a lot of flack for putting Top 5, who's, you know, an associate of Drake, on their platform because people are like, hey, why are you putting this clown on your platform who really does nothing? His whole point is just being a clout demon. And obviously, he's supporting Drake. You know, it's right now is the biggest pro-Kendrick, anti-Drake Sega right now in hip-hop media and just in general of the world going on, right? But it's funny because I saw Aiden Ross actually standing on big business, talking shit to AD, the person who used to work for No Jumper, and now he has his own podcast, Fake Munity, because AD was saying, like, basically trying to stun him, saying, hey, stay over there. We're going to make LA no-fly zone. And mind you, Aiden is a rich white boy who's a Jewish guy. He's not having none of being threatened. He's probably thinking I make way too much money for anybody to threaten me. And he went on a quick rant, which I didn't expect. I thought he would have copped a plea, but he was talking his talk.
Aiden Ross, let me give you a tip. Security get popped every day, B.
So come do it. Go to jail for the rest of your life. It's so worth it, bro. Your shitty life. Come on, let's try it. Let's make some magic happen. Come on, try it. At least you'll go to jail for what, minimum 5 years in LA? What is it? I got the best lawyers of all time, baby. Let's do it. And I'm gonna low-key sue you for that. I can't wait. Yo, let me get that clip again. Put that on my phone right now. Send that right to my lawyer. I promise you I'm serving you ASAP. Don't ever threaten my life again, you big bitch. Go start a family. This podcast shit's not for you. I'm not a gangster. I'm not about that life at all. That's why I said security's gonna do what they're gonna do. But now, I'm going straight to my lawyers.
Someone by the name of Hidden J3, who's very close to Kendrick Lamar, or at least an associate, was close to him, would address Aiden Ross, saying that's exactly why you got took by Playboy Cardi. So come see what else getting took playing in LA. Talking about Cardi stole his $2 million from that live stream for 6 minutes. Drake working with the police. That's the only way. Now, I'm pretty sure what he's referencing is when Schoolboy Q had that show in Toronto, which was briefly after Kendrick had the pop-up party. And Drake yelled tape that saying, nah, you're not performing here, because he was a co-founder of the venue History. Tell your man, since he's so tough, not to come to Compton at Drake. I guess talking about Aiden Ross, don't come to Compton. Okay. If I'm capping, why everyone with felonies only can come through when Drake helped if you're not working with the police. Now, this was by far the stupidest thing you could have ever said, the last part. Now, I saw a report about Drake throughout the past couple of years that Drake brought $440 million to the Toronto economy ever since he's been relevant. I don't think it was just in 1 year. So when you have someone bring that much people from the Six, running through Six of My Woes, putting the CN Tower on the album cover reviews, Kennedy Road, all these references to Toronto, being an ambassador of the city, being an ambassador of the Toronto Raptors, nation's only basketball team. Like, come on, man. The things are bigger than the hood. And this guy's brain is just minimal thinking.